Fellow congregation members of the church, most people do this here, brother, as an evil, rotten, decrepit, low down, despicable, phenomenal monster. I realize that monsters like this do not have a place in heaven. And I also realize that hell simply will not have them because they don't want a motherfucker like this trying to take over. Let him monk this shit.
It's another beautiful day to be a raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you've come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Just where is that, might you ask? Well, I know it's getting late in the evening. It's, you know, you're into your adult beverages, your herbal refreshment, whatever you need to relax, decompress at the end of the day. So let me give you a very simple landmark, shall we? Because you can't miss the big-ass house down the street with the boarded-up windows. And make sure you stop at the corner and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman, he's a scholar, but man, he's got mouths to feed, something what you should. He'll point you in the right direction. He's gonna tell you to take a left and then a right. And as you find yourself strolling down the street, minding your own goddamn business, a cool breeze will hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core. And you'll find yourself asking, was that the autumn wind? You goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep dark alley? Well, of course you should, because what you're gonna find at the end is a special little place that we like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Tuesday on Raider Reaction, it's the Raider Nation Report with yours truly, a solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black, and we've got a lot to get into tonight. Big news dropping the last 2 days, and the biggest news by far today that has dropped probably in weeks for the silver and black, and that was Tyrell Williams. We got the news last week, torn labrum. I'm going to play through it and not going to go into surgery, and I'm just thinking, you're supposed to be an elite NFL wide receiver. How can you even possibly think about coming into this season with one bum wing. How's that even possible? How's that even a realistic thought? And, well, that didn't take long. He's been shelved, league-ending IR for the torn labrum. I would assume that means surgery coming in the very near future for Tyrell Williams. He's done. That dude's not a Raider anymore. I mean, if you went and bought his jersey this year, I'm sorry. I hope you saved the receipt and you left the tags on that bitch, because maybe they'll take it back. Because you're never going to see him play on the field as a Raider again. What you've seen in 2019, that was the brief history of Tyrell Williams in the silver and black. You can, I'm sorry, put him to rest. He's dead. He's done. It's over. I mean, let's look at the facts of the matter here, folks. And the people that I see in the groups and on the page that are ready to, I mean, you're ready to flatline the Raiders because of Tyrell Williams going, well, that's their whole season. Because of Tyrell Williams? You had that much bank stuck in stock, stuck on Tyrell Williams? Are you kidding me? You know, we just had the Hardcore Challenge fantasy football draft. 32 owners, 2 conferences. One, he was picked like the last wide receiver. The other, he never even got drafted. I mean, there's some delusional Raider fans out there that think the season's over now because Tyrell Williams is out. Let's go back and take a look, shall we, at what Tyrell Williams really was. Let's take a look back, shall we? It's Tyrell Williams. This is your life. San Diego Charger in 2015, 2016. Now, in 2015, he got 5 targets, okay? The guy caught 2 balls. One was for a touchdown, so we'll give him that. And then in 2016, this was the year that put him on the map. Phillip Rivers targeted him 119 times. He got 69 receptions, just over 1,000 yards, and caught 7 touchdowns. That was his big year. After that, in 2017, in 16 games played, he was targeted 69 times, only caught 43 balls for 728 yards. In 2018, as a Charger, he was targeted 65 times, only caught 41 balls for 653 yards. And last year, in 14 games appeared in, he was targeted 64 times, caught 42 balls for 651 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrell Williams is a 40 to 50 reception receiver at best, and he's around a 600 to 700 yard receiver at best. If you had this guy penciled as your number 1 wide receiver and was deep in what you thought was going to be the success of the Las Vegas Raiders offense in 2020, man, come on now. Come on now. No. So, I talked all season last year. Tyrell Williams got stuck in the position as number 1 because of the Antonio Brown saga and what the hell went on with him. So he was forced into the unceremonious role as the number 1 wide receiver. Not being a number 1 wide receiver. He was supposed to be the 2. I never thought he was a straight up 2. He was always more like a 2.5, and I think he showed that. And statistically, he's shown that the numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie on Tyrell Williams. And to finish out on Tyrell Williams, it comes down to money. He was signed on a huge deal, about $43 million, 4-year deal, 2 years, and it was all front-loaded with the guaranteed money. He was paid $10 million in guaranteed money last year. He's paid $11 million in guaranteed money this year. Guess what? Next year, he's not only the guaranteed money. So, just to close the loop there, you bought a Tyrell Williams jersey, you're fucked, because he's not going to be a Raider anymore, ever again. They're going to cut his ass at the end of the year, because your number 1 asset as a professional athlete is what? Availability. And if you're not fucking available for your team, they're gonna get somebody who can actually stay on the fucking field and has the chance to catch more than 60 balls, catch more than 40 balls, 50 balls. He's a top end, right around 40, 50 receptions. That's what you get out of Tyrell Williams. So that's why we've done what we've done. So I think, as well as Brian Edwards has looked in training camp, He's the heir apparent. I think everybody saw that he was going to step in. He's going to be the guy that takes Tyrell Williams' spot. I thought he was honestly going to take it by the first quarter of the season. I just thought he needed a little more time to get his NFL legs under him. But this kid has looked great in camp thus far, and there's a reason they went out and grabbed him in the 3rd round and went wide receiver heavy. It's a big youth movement, and there's a youth movement at a couple positions on your Las Vegas Raiders, and we'll get into one of the others here a little later in the show. Thank you for joining us, as always, all of you guys, Stephen Lee, Jonathan, guys rocking the top fan badges, guys rocking the supporter badges, all you guys that ain't got no badges need to step up your damn game. You need to be in the show more often, on the page, be active, follow the page, man. We appreciate you all stopping in, as always. Appreciate you stopping in to Raider Reaction. Without you guys stopping in and hanging out with us, we would just be a bunch of jackasses talking to the wall. And we may be jackasses talking to the wall anyway, but you're still here hanging out with us. Brian, what's up? What about the Bolts? The Lightning? Tampa Bay Lightning, not Chargers. Don't get excited, people. Talking NHL. Talking NHL. Oh, I'll get him. All-Pro Afro does not have a defender on his bench. Tom's on the hunt. Still. He's on him. He's on him. All right. So, first off, before we get into any more action, I want to thank our official sponsors at Raider Reaction, RaiderNationStore.net. Check it out. Get some silver and black gear from Ralph. He's got fire stuff, man. I'm telling you, just go check it out. RaiderNationStore.net. Get your silver and black gear from the best. And Modosports.com. MODO/sports.com. Check it out. It's the official sports apparel company of the Violator. You know who the Violator is, man. Spikes on his shoulder pads. Raider Nation OG Hall of Fame superfan. Check that out. So, I seen a comment roll by there. Yes, we traded Sharp. Sharp got traded for a piece of string and some cheese. It really wasn't anything. There's like a 6th and the 7th round pick involved in that. It's just hey, you can you use him? Take him off our hands. So I honestly had Sharp in my 53. I thought he was going to make it, and well, he didn't. I was wrong. I was wrong on that one. I've been wrong on a couple. There was another guy that got cut yesterday that I was wrong on for that as well. Now, you'll see Carl right there. Carl has the Supporter +1 badge. If you want to get that kick-ass supporter badge like Carl, Dion, some of the other guys that you've seen here in the show tonight have, you got to go to the top of the Raider Reaction Facebook page, click on that Become a Supporter button, and become an official supporter of Raider Reaction. And what does that do? Well, the number one thing that does, besides giving you the cool badge, putting you in the secret group, getting you all these other cool benefits and behind-the-scenes access and all that shit, the number one thing that it does, it gives you access to our Reaction Shop raffles that we hold the first Thursday of every month. And you get a chance to win every single prize that we raffle off on that Thursday night. You get a chance to win every freaking prize. So it's not just, oh, I get in the raffle and I got a chance to win that. No, you get a chance to win everything. Every person who's an official supporter, by the time that show starts, we give everybody a ball, we throw it in the hopper, and all those guys are in the hopper, and we just keep giving away prizes for 60 freaking minutes on the first Thursday. And guess what? If you're not a fucking genius, don't have a calendar next to you, what's the first Thursday of the month, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, the first Thursday of the month is this Thursday. It's this Thursday. So what does that mean? 2 freaking nights. We're going to be sitting right here at the same time. I'm going to have the rifle hopper here. I'm going to be turning it. I'm going to be pulling names. I'm going to be giving out prizes. And so why wouldn't you be here, kicking it at home, with your adult beverage, your, herbal refreshment, chilling with a chance to win some free silver and black. RaiderNationStore.net, Modosports.com, both of our sponsors have thrown in a bunch of stuff. We've got a game-worn jersey, Tim Brown rookie effects card to give away. That's like $150+ value. The Violator is gave us a awesome t-shirt, some cards to give out. We've got so much stuff. We got the Max Crosby cards. We've got Raider patches that RaiderNationStores.net sent in. We've got Raider face shields. We've got the Raider Nation flags. Man, we got all kinds of stuff. We're giving it away in 2 days. You got 48 hours. Go to Go to RaiderReaction.com right there at the bottom of the screen. Click on the supporters tab or go to RaiderReaction.com/supporters. And all the info's there. All the info, man. And it tells you everything you need to know. Or you can just go back to the top of the Facebook page and click that blue button, man. But we're doing it 12 times a year, once a month, first Thursday of every freaking month. And it's this Thursday. Don't miss out. We had a lot of fun last time. We gave away a lot of stuff. We gave away a vintage 1991 Bo Jackson starting lineup still in the freaking box. We gave away some of the Coors cans, limited edition Raider Reaction poker chips that you can only get their inaugural year 2020 chips. You can only get from us. We got t-shirts. We got all kinds of shit. Mad Max football cards from this year. That kick-ass Tim Brown rookie effects game worn jersey card. So become a supporter. Be like Lines. You should all be like Lines anyway, because Lines is just an awesome individual and human being.
Shoots, ace,
Moving on. Of course, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel too. While you're at it. Prince, not Darling Nikki, not Purple Rain. Nobody was masturbating in a hotel lobby with a magazine. But Prince Amakamura was cut, chopped. Could it be his last dance as a starter? We'll never know. I'm telling you, Billy James, these poker chips are fire. I'm still thinking about it, Bill. I'm still really planning on going to Carolina too. I'm probably dropping that on my wife at the last minute, but I've been checking hotel prices and they're dropping like a 50-cent hooker. I'm telling you, that's how quick the hotel prices are dropping in Carolina. Quick. That's what I'm saying. Quick. So there's a youth movement. Now, we sit here a couple weeks ago and I broke down the entire 53-man roster and who I thought was going to make it. I sat here with you guys and broke it down. And I had Prince Amakamura making it. I really thought they brought him in. He was going to be the starter on the other side from Trayvon Mullen, and I thought they were going to groom and bring Arnett in. Now, everybody jumps to the conclusion that they think Arnett is immediately going to be the starter. I'm not so sure that's the case. Because I've heard great things about a couple other guys too. I don't think Amik Robertson is going to be the starter, but I do think there's a possibility that there may be a second-year guy, Isaiah Johnson, slides up there, and possibly he's your starter. And he splits time with Arnett and doesn't force all of it onto Arnett's plate right out of the gate in week one. I think you may have more of a platoon on the other side in the first game or two with Mullen carrying most of the duty on the other side. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting because when you look at it, you've got Arnett, Mullen, Isaiah Johnson. I really think those are going to be your three big guys. And you got to look at the fact that you've got these guys, Dylan Maven, Madre Harper, who's this complete unknown. He comes from a small college. He's really a dark horse. And then you've got Amik Robertson, who's not, none of these guys have an NFL snap under their belt. They just don't. So they're completely unproven talents. So you've seen Isaiah Johnson and you've seen what he can do. He's high on your depth chart, and there's a reason for that. I really feel that Isaiah Johnson's play, as well as Damon Arnett's, is part of the reason you've seen Prince Amakamura get the axe and get chopped. He didn't make it. Unfortunately for him, it's, parting gift.
All I have in this world is my thoughts and my words, and I don't break them for no one.
Sorry, Prince, you're out. Was this his last ride as getting that chance to be that number one? It's a good possibility, man. When you're brought into camp and you're a week and a half out from the season, and you were as high on the depth chart as he was thought to be, and you get cut, that's definitely going on your resume. That's something that other teams are going to look at. Why were you not, a young team like that? They brought you in, thought maybe, no. Not even on the depth chart. Not even on the depth chart. And you got a youth movement. Just like you got a youth movement going on the other side of the ball at wide receiver, you really got a youth movement going at on the defensive side of the ball in defensive backs as well. It's a good possibility, Steve. I don't call you like your mother. Lynn Bowden Jr. is going to be very interesting. On that side of the ball and how they're going to use him. Haven't heard a lot out of camp about Lynn Bowden. He's had a little bit of supposed issue catching up to the speed and what's going on with the pro game. So may take a little more easing in and maybe a game or two before you see a lot of action out of him. We'll see. He's very interesting. That's for damn sure, man. He can throw the ball. He can catch the ball. He can do everything with the goddamn ball. So it's very interesting to see. And there's just a certain kind of athlete. It's just a certain kind of athlete that sometimes are just gamers, man. And when you get out there on the field, they ball out. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, that's for sure. So we'll see. It's with the defensive backs as a whole, when you're looking at the safeties, I mean, you got Demarius Randall in the mix. You brought in Heath. You got Jonathan Abram, who's looked great in freaking camp. You still got LaMarcus Joyner. Like I said, Amik Robertson that you mixed in earlier, who's looking to be in your nickel, and you're going to use him as a little Swiss Army knife in the defensive backs. They're very deep at defensive backs, so somebody's still going. I still have Nevin Lawson on the outside looking in. I still have Keyshawn Nixon on the outside looking in. I just don't see how Dylan Maven makes it in, and I don't see how Dallin Levitt makes it in. And Madre Harper's probably on the outside looking in as well. Best case scenario, out of the four, Levitt, Lawson, maybe Harper, one of those guys maybe makes it. The rest of those guys are out. It's going to be Mullen. It's going to be Arnett. It's going to be Isaiah Johnson. And one of those guys, and I think Amik Robertson, starts fitting in to help fill out that depth chart on corner, because they're starting to make moves at other parts of the roster. And you can kind of see by what they've done with linebacker here lately that moves are being made. Like I said earlier, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you haven't joined the official group of Raider Reaction yet, you need to do so. The season is upon us, and I don't want you to be stuck in one of these bitch-ass Raider groups like you were probably stuck in last season. You probably got muted. You probably got removed from some. God knows how many times you got reported. You were tapped on the shoulder by some fucking bitch-ass wannabe fucking Paul Blarth motherfucker in a goddamn admin suit. Telling you can't say that. This isn't that type of group. It's real. It's raw. It's uncensored. You can speak your mind. It's the type of group you should have. If you're following a team, you should have a forum where you can go and say whatever you want, even if it's a little fucking crazy, and somebody doesn't delete your post or say you can't do that or remove you or block you or show some stupid sign of authority. It's a fucking Facebook group, okay? Let's be. You need a forum, like I have a forum to speak my mind. You need one too. So that's what the Raider Reaction Empire is. It's the dark side. It's real. It's raw. It's uncensored. It's a place for you to speak your mind during this first Las Vegas Raiders season, because you're going to be happy some Sundays and some Monday mornings, Tuesday mornings, Friday mornings, but you're going to be pissed too. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. And you need somewhere to vent. It's healthy to vent. It's good. It's good for the soul. Get it out. We won't chastise you for it. We might laugh at you, but we won't chastise you for it. I promise. So join the dark side. We've been expecting you. Come on over. Got cookies and shit. Brownies. I'm not gonna say what's in those brownies, but we may have some brownies.
Special brownies.
Special brownies. Adding linebackers. And become an official supporter of Raider Reaction. become an official supporter of Raider Reaction. That's the most important thing. Because you want to be cool like Carl first. I mean, we should all be cool like Carl first. And then you could be here on Thursday night, this Thursday, with a chance to win all kinds of badass shit. And one of the things we're giving away, I'm only giving these away in the first few raffles of the season. And these are the official poker chips that we had made this season. Deep Behind the Enemy Lines, Raider Reaction. They are the 2020 Las Vegas inaugural season poker chips, real, raw, uncensored. The only way you can get them is in the Reaction Shop raffle and become one of the official supporters. So do it, do it, do it. Get it done. Get it done. Make the move. Do the thing. All right, linebackers. I'm telling you, when we sat a couple weeks ago and we broke down all of the 53-man roster, we were looking at linebackers, and we said there's definitely some guys that were going to get the axe. We thought Justin Phillips was going to go. We thought Nick Usher was going to go. We thought Bruce Hager was going to make it. Obviously, Tanner Muse is he's your rookie you brought in, so he's going to get a chance. Kyle Wilbur, I thought was going to make it. Nicholas Morrow, Corey Littleton, and Nick Kwiatkowski. All those guys we thought were in, and thought it was kind of, you could see the linebacking core shaping up. You could kind of see that. Then these moves were made that you go out and you bring in Raekwon McMillan. You make the trade with the Dolphins. You bring him in. You see Kyle Emanuel come out wanting to be reunited with his former teammate in the linebacking core. He comes out of retirement wanting to be a Las Vegas Raider. So now you've got these two guys in the fold. I really think Emanuel has a very, very good chance to make this roster because of the rapport he has. I think he has a very good possibility, and I think Raekwon McMillan has a damn good possibility of making it too. There's a reason why these guys were brought in. So this could mean bad news. Bad news for Bryce Hager. That Raiders jersey might just be... It's going to be a little sentimental because I don't think you're quite going to make it to the season. I think Hager may be out, and I'm curious, where does this leave Kyle Wilbur? Or does this mean somebody else? Like I said, are they going to trim back a couple other players on the defensive back side of the ball? Are you going to trim back a little there now to free up a couple spots for these? I mean, it's basic math, man. It's basic math. I forget what it broke down to when we did it. I wanted to say it was like 26, 24 or 27, 23, something like that for defense and offense. And you only get a handful of guys for special teams. You got your punter, your kicker, and your long snapper. Those are really the only guys that you keep for special teams that you're not using somewhere else, or at least don't have on a depth chart somewhere else. So it's simple fucking math, man, when you start breaking down the 53-man roster. And there's a lot of guys that got to go on both sides of the ball. A lot of guys. 37 to be exact, now that I'm a fucking mathematician. Or somewhere around there. 36, 35. I don't remember. They kept less this year. They were only allowed less in camp. They cut 10 off because they didn't want to pay them because, cheap bastards are losing money. They're going to lose money this year, Prime. That's what they say. Oh! Just in case! Nobody told you. Ghost of the Post just may be returning tomorrow night, and Prime just might be in studio live with me tomorrow night. Same Raider time, same Raider channel. So make sure you're here tomorrow night, and we'll have all sorts of shenanigans.
League-wide!
League-wide! Drop it deep! Deep. What is my take on the Nelson Aguilar signing? It's a good question, Steve. We're gonna give you a gold star for your questions today. You've been quite on point.
Thanks, bro.
What do I think of the Nelson Aguilar signing? Well, we kind of talked on wide receivers earlier, but Aguilar, he's interesting because he can kind of help out a little in the special teams. He may get some return action. But you looking now at Henry Ruggs III, Brian Edwards, and Hunter Renfrow. Those are basically your top three. Zay Jones he's gonna play a big part in this season, man. He's gonna play a big part in this season. Nelson Aguilar, I think, is definitely in now, and I think Rico Gafford gets in now as well with Tyrell Williams being out. I think Gafford will come in and fill the spot. I still think Marcel Aitman's out. I still think Keelan Doss is out. I still think Pearson El Demornay is out. I just don't think those guys are going to make it, man. It's going to be Ruggs the third, Renfro, Edwards, Jones. Aguilar is going to be Aguilar. He's a fucking meme, man. He's a gif. He was the butt of so many jokes in Philadelphia. That's what Aguilar brings for me. I don't think he's got as much baggage as I keep seeing that fucking stupid gif and that fucking dumbass fucking interview running in my head again with that guy making fun of him. Other than that, I think that's more. It's just damaged his brand for me. So he's gonna have to shake that off. He's gonna have to shake that off for me. But he's not a terrible wide receiver. He's a veteran. That's why they brought him in, and he's got speed in hands still. I mean, Nelson Aguilar is not a scrub. I do believe he's got a Super Bowl ring.
He's a savvy veteran who's lost a step.
He's a savvy veteran
who lost a step. His hands are all he's got left. The man can barely take it over the middle anymore. It's why Philadelphia doesn't have him anymore.
Security.
Get off my lawn.
Who's that? Marcel Aitman, I don't think is going to make it. I think Rico Gafford makes it, and I thought Gafford, like I said, I thought he would be one of the protected ones to go to the practice squad. You have a inflated practice squad this season, and you're allowed to protect a number of guys week to week that can't be touched. And I think Gafford's one of those guys. But I think he now moves in. I think he moves in. He's so fast. He's right up there speed-wise with Henry Ruggs III. So he's special teams. He's got a lot of uses. So. It'll be interesting. I got way the fuck off. He has a Super Bowl ring carrying a clipboard, Canyon. Come on now. That's not the same thing. Don't compare David Carr to Nelson Aguilar. That's like comparing fucking apples and crack whores. It's like not even in the same species. Come on now. God damn. Canyon. I tell you. He's a special one. He's a special one, Prime. Canyon. I don't know. Something in the water down there in Missouri. Something in the water. Moving on. I need a banjo. That's what I'm missing. Banjo. We're adding banjo sound effects next week just for Canyon.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, shit, we're getting off topic. That's all right. Fuck it. Get it back on the road. Moving on. Where is Marcus Mariota? Is he wearing a striped shirt? Is he hanging out with Waldo? Where the fuck did he go? Because there was all this talk about he was going to come in, challenge Carr. Can he take the job? Blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, he's not even at practice anymore. We don't even know where he's at. Does he got strain something? Does he got a VD? STD? Did he catch something? Dirty toilet seat? Got the corona? What is it? I don't know. Mono. Fuck. Happened to Darnold. It can happen. And he's even got good hair. So it can happen to even people with good hair. So, who knows? Now, Nathan Peterman is, I'm telling you, I think John Gruden has a thing for Peterman. You could see it at Hard Knocks. He just liked ribbing the kid. He liked riding the kid's ass. He's that kind of Gruden grinder type quarterback that he likes. Like Gruden grinder. He's one of them type guys. So I think there's a good possibility if John Gruden, Mike Mayock are not thrilled with what they see out of Marcus Mariota. The way Marcus Mariota's contract is set up, he's hugely incentive-laden. If he became the starter, he could get paid like a starter. But if you stay a fucking backup, you will get paid like a fucking backup. And there's a good possibility he drops back to number 3. And I totally believe they're only carrying 2 into this season. One of these guys is going to practice squad and going to be protected. But they're not going to be coming with 2 to game day. They're not. I'm telling you, Lynn Bowden Jr. is going to be your emergency. Go break the fucking glass if the shit hits the fan quarterback. and you're only going to take 2 in, because when we broke down the roster, there is just not enough fucking room. There is just not enough room for you to carry 3 quarterbacks. I don't see it. I think you use that extra spots that you can use the protected players on your practice squad, and you move him down there. If something happens, the shit hits the fan that week, then oh fuck, you go break the fucking glass and you pull fucking Mariota's ass out and you get ready for the next week. But I don't think you need him on a week-to-week basis, and I honestly think that's what's going to happen. So, we'll see. It's going to be interesting, but there's a lot of time yet. Obviously, we're a week and a half out. There's a lot of time left. You know, we're 13 days away.
You can't spell Peterman without the word man.
You can't smell it without Peter either. So is he going to Peter, or is he going to be the man? We'll see. But he's going to have the chance. He's definitely going to have the chance. I think he's going to have the chance over this next week and a half that he could steal the backup position from Marcus Mariota. And I think that is your quarterback story of training camp. If you thought Marcus Mariota was really going to come in and steal Derek Carr's job for 2020, I think you were huffing gas, because that wasn't even really a possibility.
Prime was wrong.
I just don't think, I didn't see that happening. I saw him coming in and challenging him, and I thought maybe by week 4, week 5, if Derek Carr was tripping over his dick at the beginning of this season and not looking like the quarterback he should be,
0-4.
then yes, if Mariota looks solid and looks solid in camp, then you're going to see him come in. But if you're not, I don't know, man. You've heard a lot about Marcus Mariota in camp with his legs, but he hasn't looked good with his arm, and he has not picked up this system quickly, so could be a little growing pains for Marcus Mariota in John Gruden's crazy, hybrid, funky West Coast, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what you even call Gruden's system. Spider Y2 banana shit. It's just, it's a West Coast style offense, but I don't know, I would call it a West Coast offense. Somebody mentioned Jason Witten earlier. What is my take on Jason Witten? I broke down the 53-man roster, and I don't believe Jason Witten makes the cut. I have Jason Witten getting fucking bodied and not making the 53-man roster. I think they brought him in to be able to mentor Darren Waller, help him get that little edge in camp going into this season to become one of the elite tight ends. And you got Foster Moreau, who had a breakout year last year. He's coming back. He's healthy now. You've got Nick Bowers. You've got Derek Carrier. I just don't think Witten makes it. It's been a nice ride, man. It's been a nice ride, but they're really going with the youth movement, and I think they're bringing him in for kind of like they did Wilson last year from Seattle. They bring him in. I get the 3 tight ends set in the red zone. I get that, but you got to look at the depth chart. You got Darren Waller already. You got Foster Moreau. You got Derek Carrier, who's proved to be very, very good, better of a blocking back. And you got Nick Bowers. And honestly, Nick Bowers is more of a blocking type back. Derek Carrier he's more versatile. He can do both. I don't know. Jason Witten, I think you got more of an upside with these other guys. I don't know. I don't think Witten's going to be your red zone guy. I think Waller's your red zone guy. You got Waller, you got Ruggs, you got Edwards, you got... only so many guys can get the ball. Only so many guys can get the ball. And Zach, I see what you're saying there, but John Gruden is not a fan of the Wildcat, and he does not run it. He typically doesn't run it. That's why I'm curious as to how they're going to fit Bowden in, how they're going to use him, because Gruden's not typically a Wildcat guy. I mean, that wasn't something that really existed his first go-round. He's always talked shitty about it in the booth, and I don't know, man. I don't... He's talked about it, but you've never seen him implement it. Of course he's talking about it, but I've heard him tear it apart in the booth.
Jason Witten is a savvy vet who's lost a step.
And he sucks as in the fucking Monday Night Football booth, too. Let's not forget that. That's why he needed to come back to his day job. All right. Oops. Not yet, you're not. Got a little premature on the old button there.
That guy like this again.
Say goodnight to him. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, Twitter, and subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, well, fucking shame on you. You need to do so. You need to do so. And you need to join the official group of Raider Reaction while you're at it, the Raider Reaction Empire. Come to the dark side. It's real, it's raw, it's uncensored. It's a place where you can speak your mind. It's free land where you can speak of Silver and Black without somebody crawling up your ass and tapping you on the shoulder and saying you can't do that. There'll be none of that. We just ask you if you're not to sell fucking crappy gear in there. That's it. That's all. Or at least ask permission first before you sell crappy gear. And most importantly, become an official supporter of Raider Reaction. That will get you in the Reaction Shop raffle that is happening this Thursday. Same Raider time, same Raider channel. The first Thursday of every month, 12 a year, and a bunch of other shit. Go to RaiderReaction.com. You see the website right down at the bottom of the screen. Go to RaiderReaction.com. Click the supporters tab, or go to RaiderReaction.com/supporters. That will tell you every fucking thing that you need to know about being an official supporter of Raider Reaction and helping us paint the world silver and black, helping us continue to bring you the shows, stream you games on our pirate pages, do all the legal shit that you shouldn't do, and, you know, all that. But become an official supporter. It gets you in. You can go to the top of the Facebook page, click that blue button at the top of the Facebook page that says become an official supporter, become a supporter, whatever the fuck it says. Do it. And then you can sit here on Thursday night, and we got a whole bunch of shit to give away. We got the poker chips. We've got a bunch of stickers. We got these cool new fucking hologram Raider Reaction stickers. These things are fucking sweet. We got the fuck everything, become a pirate stickers. We've got the big ass Raider Reaction bumper stickers. They look cooler when you put them the right side up, though. T-shirts. We got the Tim Brown Game Worn Jersey Rookie Effects card that RaiderNationStore.net sent in. That fucker's $150+ value right there. If that right there, if you won that card, that pays for being a supporter for like 3 years.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash. Come on.
In your face, sucker!
Don't be that guy that's sitting there on Thursday night and like, fuck, man. I'd like a chance to win that. How do I get my ball in the hopper? Well, you got to do it before that show starts. Otherwise, you're going to be like some of these guys were that did it last month. And they were sitting there like, how the fuck do I get in that? Well, they took care of that last month, and they'll be able to win some shit this month.
Get your ball in the hopper.
Get your ball in the hopper. Come on. Get your balls in there.
In the hopper.
In the hopper. And, you know, wherever else. It's getting late. Just get them in there. All right, moving along. Moving along. There's been a rumbling. I've heard it. There's been talk that the Raider offensive line could be among the best in the league. And I'm going to make the bold stance that they have a chance to be the best in the league this year.
What?
The best in the league.
Say what?
You've got the number one center in the entire league. He's been named by the NFL executives as the number one center in the league. The players around the league over the past 2 to 3 seasons have voted him in. He's in the Pro Bowl every year as the center. Rodney Hudson, best center in the league. That dude is the anchor of that line. To either side of him, with a healthy Gabe Jackson coming back, if you have a healthy Gabe Jackson and Richie Incognito continues to play like he played, last year, may have a Bud Light or two before the show, possibly. But I did it with a Raiders QC. So it was okay. If they continue to have this, and move in the direction that they have been, and then you got the bookends, man. You got Trent Brown, who came over from the Patriots. The guy's a giant. Even I question it. How do you pay a right tackle that much money and not make him a left tackle? Well, because he's that fucking good, and you're trying to bring up this left tackle, Colton Miller. Colton Miller now in his 3rd year. First year, injury prone. I had all kinds of questions about Colton Miller. But he put those questions to bed last year, man. He looked like a solid left tackle. He kept people off of Derek Carr most of the year. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of corner Colton Miller turns in season 3 of his career. You got Miller. He's a big piece in what this offensive line is going to do this season and his continued development with Alec Ingold leading the way for Josh Jacobs behind this offensive line. That I'm telling you, man, I see Josh Jacobs in the 14 to 1500 yards vicinity on the ground this season. I think he's going to be very versatile. You're going to see a lot of action out of the backfield to this guy. I think he's going to get more touches than he got last year. He wants to be he wants to be the guy that they give the rock to, that they feed it to. He wants to be that real every down back. He wants to be that throwback type NFL running back. That's what he said over and over again, and I think he's going to get that shot this year. He's either going to have a big year or they're going to run his ass into the ground trying, one or the other. And I don't think that happens behind this offensive line with the weapons that he has around him this year. This offense is really set up well. And I heard somebody asking about the running back position. Josh Jacobs, Lynn Bowden Jr., Jalen Richard, Devontae Booker. Those are your four right there. There you go, Steve. That's the term. The bell cow back. He wants to be the bell cow back.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. That was the term I was looking for.
Like Marcus Allen.
That's right. Marcus a tote to rock for you.
Not like Charlie Garner.
No, Charlie Garner wasn't bell cow back, but he could be you. Man, Charlie Garner was
Or John Ritchie.
sweeter than you. Sweeter than you.
Ritchie was Garner's fullback.
Sweeter than you. It's true, man. That's what I'm telling you. He's coming out with it's old school with the fullback in front of him. You just don't see it anymore. And Alec Ingold, he was an alternate as a rookie last year for the Pro Bowl. That kid is like the unsung hero. Josh Jacobs had a great year, partially because Alec Ingold is in front of his ass helping open fucking holes. Those two are a great combo. They hang out all the time. They're friends off the field. That's the type of camaraderie right there that could be big. I have Josh Jacobs, Bowden Jr., Jalen Richard, and Devontae Booker as your guys making the depth chart at running back. Devontae Booker, I think, brings up. He's last. He's handing the guys water when they come off the field. I don't think he's in the mix. I think they've got him in there for that veteran presence at the back end of your roster if something goes fucking screwy, completely haywire. You have injuries, what have you. So I think that's where he fits in, but I don't see him. I just don't. I don't see them carrying more than 4. I don't. And there's a possibility that they only carry 3. That it could be Jacobs, Bowden Jr., and Richard. I don't think Richard really has to worry about being cut for Booker. I don't. I think Booker would be the one that got left off. And they could keep 4 because they do have Alec Ingold in case of emergency. So it's hard to tell. It's going to be very interesting to see down the stretch here how these final 53 shake out, because there were some guys cut today. Nick Nelson is finally he's gone. We talked about him when we went through the 53. He was on the practice squad, but he's been cut, waived, failed physical. Just another young kid who had all the potential in the world and just didn't fucking work out for him. It's unfortunate. These last 2 weeks, they're going to be very, very, very interesting. That's for damn sure. Fans in the stands. What is your feeling on fans in the stands for this season? Now, obviously, I know your feeling is you want to be there. You want to have fans in the stands. I think we all do. But when you look at all of the other professional sports, you look at Major League Baseball. You look at what they're doing. You look at the NBA in their bubble. You look at the NHL in their bubble cities. You look at what everybody else is doing. And they have taken fans completely out of the equation and given even playing fields for all of their teams. And then you've got the NFL, and you can go through all fucking 32 teams, and every one of them is planning to do something fucking different. Some are having players or having fans at certain capacities the first week, and then they'll see how they're going to play it out. First week or two, then we'll play it out. Now we're not having any fans the first month, and then we'll play it out. The Raiders have canceled, fans in the stands for the entire season. Several other teams have done that as well. How can you allow some franchises to have fans and others not? I just don't feel that on game day that gives an even and fair playing field. That's my opinion on it. I just don't feel it does. I think if you're going to have no fans at certain cities because certain cities are mandating it, certain state governments are mandating it. So there's some teams that don't even have a fucking option. They didn't have a say. So when you've got certain owners that don't have a say, you've got other owners that came out in the best interest of their fans so that they could figure out their budget. They could figure out, because they're going to be getting money back in this terrible time that the country's going on. They're going to be giving some of their money back. You know, so these owners should be punished when these other guys just win. I don't, it just doesn't seem right to me, man. It doesn't seem right. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. If everything should be even across the board.
Roger Goodell, where you at?
There should be some continuity here. There should be some continuity. I agree. Goodell should fucking step the fuck up on this one. This has kind of been, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with the fact that you're going to allow the Chiefs to have fans. The Dolphins are having fans. These guys are talking about having fans. And there's some states and cities that can't even have them if they wanted to. That's bullshit, man. That's an unfair advantage, and that's just bullshit. Bullshit. Flush that. No good. No good.
Where you at, Roger?
Fix that shit, Commish.
The hammer?
The Hammer. Roger the Hammer. Goodell. All right. It's time for that special little time of the show where I like to get something off my chest. Special little segment that I like to finish up towards the end of the show with. Special little segment.
What?
That I like to call the WTF. Now, we all watched Hard Knocks last year. Was excited to see the silver and black. You got Gruden training camp. We're gonna get behind the seat and look. You had the Antonio Brown shit going on. You had all this crazy rookie class, and there was so much hype. And, you know, we've watched Hard Knocks probably before. I mean, maybe you guys did. I didn't, because I don't give a fuck about any other team. So I really didn't watch any of it. I can't even say I'd never watched an episode of Hard Knocks before, honestly, before the Raiders were on there. I can honestly say that. Because I just don't care about other teams. I just really don't. Fuck them.
Football.
I don't care. Fuck them.
But the football.
I don't want to watch behind the scenes about teams I don't care about.
But the football.
It's not football, though. It's behind the scenes. Fuck them. So, this year, Hard Knocks has continued to set record lows. Insane record lows. Because somebody thought it'd be the great idea to stick 2 teams on there that have 0 fan base. Somebody thought sitting in some meeting room somewhere in some conference room in the back fucking office of some fucking high-level office building, some jackass said, let's take the Rams and the Chargers. Since they're going to have a new stadium, they're going to be sharing that stadium. They don't have the best fan bases. We take the 2 of them, we put them together. They may equal one real fan base.
Jackass.
And we may be able to pull some really good ratings. People that are really interested about them Los Angeles Chargers and them Los Angeles Rams. Well, let's look at the ratings, shall we? Episode 3 averaged 179,000 viewers on HBO. It will not be streamed and released to HBO Max because of the low number of viewers. That is the least watched episode on record for the Hard Knocks franchise. 29% lower than episode 2, which was the show's prior lowest viewed show in Hard Knocks history. After 3 episodes, it is down a negative 66% from 2019 when the Silver and Black graced its stages.
Damn.
Nobody wants to watch the fucking Sparklers and the fucking Lambs parade around. No, they don't even have a fan base. Adding them together is not like, you know, Mighty Morphin fan base. It doesn't work that way. That's not how this works. What the fuck? Who thought this was a good idea? Who? Who thought this was a good idea? This is a terrible idea. The Rams and the Chargers, 2 teams that have no fucking history that anybody gives a fuck about. They have no fan base. They've got nothing. One of them's a kiddie table dwelling motherfucker. One of them's a no LA ring having motherfucker. You bastard St. Louis. Come on, man. Come on. What the hell? But I mean, negative 66% from 2019. Numbers do not lie. Numbers do not lie. Make sure you follow Raider Reaction on Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Raider Reaction Webcasts. Make sure to join that group. It's the season's coming. You guys need a group that you can speak, vent, talk about your team. It's the Raider Reaction Empire. Come to the dark side. We've been expecting you. It's real, it's raw, it's uncensored. It's everything that you need in a group. And most of all, become an official supporter like Carl. See that supporter badge he's got right there? You need to have one of those.
You the man, Carl.
You need to have one because 48 hours, less than 48 hours from now, if you're an official supporter, you can be in the Reaction Shop raffle on Thursday night, sitting here winning shit. While you're just hanging out, kicking it, doing whatever you do on Thursday night, watching Hoarders, reruns of Dr. Phil. I don't know what you do on Thursday night. I ain't judging you. It's a fucking pandemic, man. Whatever you gotta do, you know, whatever. Watching fucking, I don't know, old episodes of Girls Gone Wild. Whatever you gotta do.
U.S. Open tennis.
Whatever you gotta do. Yeah, you got tennis. They're wearing masks. Nobody's in the stands. They ain't even got people in the stands.
At the U.S. Open.
How you let Dolphins and Queefs have fucking people in the stands? Come on. This doesn't make no goddamn sense.
Must be out of your goddamn mind.
Easy there, Billy. Easy there.
He shoots. He scores.
Oh, Lines, you son of a bitch! Lines, I hate you. We just had this conversation that nobody had opened Pandora's box and let him out for so long, and here you go at the end of the show. Lines. Lines.
Evil juice.
Oh, Steve. Great.
Evil juice.
Great. Thanks, Lines. Thanks a lot.
Ryan Tannehill's a punk.
Thank you for joining us, man. Each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. All of you. Every single one of you, man. Become a supporter. Become a top fan. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. Now you're reminded Billy. Great. That's just what he needs. He doesn't need any incentive. That's great. All right. Savage. Street savage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Every Tuesday night, solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night. It's the return of Ghost to the Post. Prime, in studio, live, with me, Ghost to the Post. We will break it all down. We'll get crazy. There will be shenanigans. There'll be something.
Shenanigans.
Country, you gotta make the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
That's right. Sure, because I fucked up all of them. I will see you when I see you the next time. Same Raider time, same Raider channel. Until then, I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.